Rogers. Sorry, son.
Look, just give me a chance.
You've been eligible on your asthma alone.
I don't want to kill anyone. I don't like bullies.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I could do this all day.
You must promise me one thing. That you will stay who you are. Not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
Rogers! I said fall in!
So we're talking about some real serious stuff now. We're talking about this whole idea that Marvel Studios and Disney has of getting rid of Captain America, which is, I believe, what they're intending to do in the next film. They're going to kill him off. That's the rumor that's going around. They're going to kill off Captain America, and they're going to replace him with Captain Marvel, who's this hot chick from space. Or she's not from space. She's originally from Earth. She was, I guess, based off the trailer. I mean, we're not going to go off what the comics said about her, because the MCU, Disney, the Marvel Universe, Cinematic Universe varies tremendously from the comic books.
Yeah, so there's no facts that we can gain specifically from the comic books. In fact, just looking at the trailer and everything, it looks very, very different from her comic book character in a lot of different ways.
We're going to take a look at the trailer now of Captain Marvel. It just came out recently. We're going to take a look at what this chick brings to the table in terms of leadership qualities, in terms of powers and whatnot, or at least what the trailer is going to have to offer. Well, whether or not Disney, Marvel is making the right move by, killing off Captain America and replacing him with this chick, who would be a better leader of the Avengers?
Making her the leader.
That's what they intend to do.
Okay.
So, Skrulls are the bad guys.
Oh, we have some narration from Samuel L. Jackson of this whole thing.
Well, this takes place before the Infinity Wars.
So far, she's beating up an old lady on a bus.
A race of
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
Oh. She seems like kind of like a bitch. Is that fair to say, just right off the bat?
Really? You just right out of right off the bat?
Yeah, she interrupts Nick Fury. Says, no, we're heroes. Get it right.
Oh, okay. Kind of bitchy.
Who's this chick?
So you could live longer, stronger.
She had that "can I talk to a manager" haircut, whoever that lady was.
She kind of looked like Princess Leia, or what's her name?
Carrie Fisher?
Carrie Fisher.
I don't think so.
I know, obviously not.
She looked a little bit like Hillary Clinton.
Well,
like in about 20 years. She stopped dyeing her hair.
That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Okay, so right off the bat, we see what this is going to be like. Basically, it's this woman who's just real bitchy. She's going around and
Zero personality.
Yeah,
she's
probably
like
not.
She's like a fucking.
I think I have a life here.
She's made of wood.
What are you telling me?
Is that Jude Law? What's happening?
I don't know if I've ever watched a trailer and just said to myself, I don't give a fuck about this character. Like, any more than I am right now about her.
She's shooting, like, lasers out of her hands.
Okay, we just saw a glimpse of the Skrulls. Now, I am familiar with these guys.
I'm gonna end it.
But, man, they belong in a Fantastic Four movie. Let's just put it where it is. Super Skrulls.
Aren't you the cutest little thing? Aren't you cute? And what's your name, huh?
Carrie?
I'll be back.
So is Samuel L. Jackson mildly retarded in this movie, or
He's just a man.
in the middle of a mission he just gets down and just starts going crazy on a cat?
Yeah, he's got
I mean, what is going on?
some type of dementia.
Let's look at it again, just one more
Do we
time.
really have to go through the whole thing again?
Well,
Let's take
Alright,
a minute to
you're
talk
done.
about what we
Alright.
just saw.
right off the bat, I don't like the bitchy level.
Yeah.
The bitchiness just is not working for me.
She's a little bit, like he's trying to get some basic information out of her,
Right?
and she's with a really like fuck you attitude.
Yeah.
Kind of like
It's like she seems like somebody I don't want to be around for very long.
condescending.
She's hot as fuck, don't get me wrong.
She's alright.
What are you talking about?
Listen, as far as as far as Hollywood chicks go, like, she looks like she works at a bookstore or something, like down the street. Like, I've seen way better looking girls.
Like Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yeah, like that chick looks like she's
oh my gosh,
she looks like Wonder Woman, you know
right.
what I mean? From what I remember from, and I know we weren't going to reference any of the comic books, but Captain Marvel had a bigger set of tits, if I'm not mistaken, than what I'm seeing here. I'm not really seeing much of anything here. I'm seeing like...
Well, they very rarely capture that with all the different female characters in the Marvel.
I don't understand why not. I'm a breast guy myself.
Yeah?
I like a nice rack.
So you need that?
I kind of would... it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it would drive people away from the theaters.
I certainly wouldn't be hurt by it.
Big busty woman, like an Elvira type bust.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it'd be great if they did that, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't think it hurts the product to be a little more normal. I think that's what the whole films kind of do, is they bring everything to a normal playing field, you know, rather than the comics, which are way overblown.
Well, if you're going to be a superhuman, you might as well have super tits, but I don't know. That's just me. It's if I was directing it, that's the way I would go with the character.
Well, okay, would you do it CG? Or would you, like, just pat them?
Might have to.
Or would you tell her that you can't get this role unless you fill those things with some fun
I would Harvey
bags?
Weinstein this whole thing. Like, you're not getting this role unless you do a number of things that, you know, I wouldn't talk about on tape, but... No, I don't know. I think that, you know, just being a little bit more busty wouldn't hurt. She's got pretty decent tits, but I think bigger tits would help a lot. That's my first impression of her. She needs to take the attitude down a few notches.
Absolutely.
Cut the shit. You know, I know you got powers and everything, but...
Like, all that conveyed to me didn't say to me, like, wow, she's got a funny personality, like, this is going to be fun. It didn't convey that to me. Like, it seemed like I was going to be in the car with my mom, who was trying to teach me how to drive, and was getting really upset with me for, like, an hour.
Right. And also, to correct the term warriors with heroes... First of all, what is it?
For fuck's sake! Right! I hear what you're saying. Go ahead on that.
Well, you know, like...
What the fuck?
How do you know what my definition of hero is? You know what I mean? You're from a different planet. As far as I know, you know what I mean? Like, how do you know what that word means to us? You're just gonna tell me what that means now? You know what I mean? Excuse me, Nick Fury is the human, right? And you're the fucking alien bitch.
Well, wait a second. Is she an alien?
She got fucked up the ass with Kree blood or something. Isn't that what happened? She got Kree AIDS, and it turned her into like a half Kree hybrid.
Okay. Well, you know more about
I
this
was
than
just
I
going
do.
based off the trailer, what we saw in the trailer. I'm not referencing the comic book.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to go through it again, because it all went through so quickly. What I was really noting...
God, you thought that was fast? I thought it lingered. Every minute I saw her on screen, I was like, hey.
Well, that's the thing. I guess I was more fixated on the fact that her personality was already repellent to me.
Yeah.
And it just seems like a far cry from the other Marvel films that were just so fun and interesting.
Yeah.
Upon their trailers. Like, this one just seemed so divergent from that. Kind of like the polar opposite. Like, I just want to get away from this one.
Yeah. And also with all the powers that Captain Marvel has, you know, I know they're incredible and everything, but also, like...
Well, what did we figure out about her powers?
Well, we saw her flying through space.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As a...
So she can fly.
She can fly. She's got the ability to obviously breathe in space, or at least live
I think
in
that's
space.
what... Yeah, we did a little bit of research before we got on this page, and we did learn that she can breathe in space, I believe, is what we read. And she also fires... These are some things that we did not see in the trailer, but she also seems to be able to fire beams from her hands.
Right.
But we don't know if that's MCU yet or not. What we talked about and we really think is going to happen is they have this whole new, you know, kind of movement for minorities and women, and they're probably going to give her the biggest spectrum of powers that you could possibly give a character just to make her like stand out among all the other characters as maybe one of the most powerful, or if the most powerful.
Right.
I mean, don't you think that that's probably the direction they're going to go?
Well, I mean, if you are going to supplant Captain America with somebody who's got 10 films of Marvel history behind him, you got to have a pretty good selling character to do that. You know what I mean? So they're probably going to throw as many attributes on her as they possibly can, try to make her look as best they can. But the real challenge becomes, how do you get an audience to be okay with this new character with all these powers taking over for a well-established, well-loved character, you know, like Captain America? And that's going to be the real hurdle for them. You know, regardless of race, gender, or any of that. You know, like, how do you take a character who's going to have, when Endgame comes out, one film under their belt, Captain Marvel, the film, how are you going to take that character and be like, all right, this character is qualified to lead the Avengers?
Let's not sugarcoat it, though, where this is heading, though. I mean, Adam Warlock should have been a way more prominent character up at this point. You know, just basically based on what the comics say, and that's what I know from the comics, is that Adam Warlock was a very intricate character. And the whole Infinity War, getting the gauntlet together and then getting it off of Thanos. So the fact that he's not even being introduced in this whole thing yet is really surprising to me, and it makes me feel like they're going in a different direction, which will make Captain Marvel the more predominant character in this particular
Well,
one.
hopefully they got some kind of good explanation, because I hear they're going to be playing around with time a lot in the next movie, Endgame. They're going to be like going back to before the Avengers formed, and there's a lot of fan fiction out there circulating right now about what the story is going to be exactly. Like, maybe the Avengers go back in time and they somehow, because they said that Ant-Man, this is something I read, Ant-Man, if you watch at the end of Infinity Wars, and did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how at the end of that he gets stuck in the quantum realm?
Mm-hmm.
So the quantum realm, they're saying that there's a rumor out there that the only way he's going to escape that is through a time vortex. Like, apparently, if you're the size of a molecule, you could slip through a time vortex and end up on the other end of wherever you want to be, I guess. And so he's going to pop out in, like, before the Avengers actually formed, and then he's going to tell, hey, this is what's going to happen. But that opens up the multiverse.
Wow, that would be
a lot of different things.
I would completely hate that if that happened.
Well, then they're supposed to create their own Infinity Gauntlet, and then there's going to be like an Infinity Gauntlet war between the Thanos of our timeline and the Avengers of